On the eve of this St. Patrick's Day, we head for the green fields of Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, where tonight Tacoma Defiance play host to LA Galaxy 2. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us here on ESPN+. I'm Andrew Harvey, alongside Dave Clark. Dave, Defiance with a big 1-0 win over Rio Grande Valley FC in their opening weekend. The Galaxy 2, less so.
Yeah, they lost 4-1 to the Colorado Switchbacks. We'll talk about that more at halftime. This week, they're going to have Jeffrey Achimpong running things right down the center of the park. He's their leading chance creator that returned with 35 chances created last year.
Absolutely. On the Defiance side of things, the man that we're keeping our eye on tonight is Alec Diaz, the 17-year-old striker, but age not an issue for the youngster.
No, he's a fun little poacher, likes to be in and around goal. Look for his off-ball movement. He's kind of one of those low-touch forwards, similar to Raul Ruidiaz up with the Sounders. He doesn't need a lot of opportunities. He will convert a goal.
Dave, in this match last year, it finished in a late 2-2 draw with Frank Lopez knocking in the equalizer in the 80th minute. Obviously, he not here tonight. However, still dangerous out of this Los Dos side.
Yeah, Los Dos can put up goals. They've had a strong history of that here in the USL Championship. They do put up a lot of goals. Achimpong, again, is the key to their game. He's a chance creator. Didi Traore back in the back line. He's the returning assist man with 5 as a left back. There's a lot of pass to goal from Los Dos.
It's a fun night for USL Championship action, and we've got it coming up for you right here next on ESPN+. Tacoma Defiance kicking off with LA Galaxy 2. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium. We are just about set for kickoff here between LA Galaxy 2 and the Tacoma Defiance. Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark and James Riley for you. Well, let's waste no time and get right into the starting 11. First up for the visiting Galaxy 2. And Dave, this is a team that has made 5 changes to the 11-man side that lost 4-1 at home to Colorado Springs Switchbacks last week.
5 changes, kind of necessary. I want to keep my eye on Didi Traore at left back. He and Jeffrey Achimpong going to definitely create danger today. Augustine Williams up top has been lethal in the past at the USL Championship level.
Taking a look at the Defiance side of things, probably the biggest name out there in terms of the attention grabber is a former Galaxy 2 man himself.
Yeah, Justin Dillon. He'll start as the number 10 tonight. Big 6'4" frame. Good goal scorer, 9 goals with Los Dos in the past 2 seasons. Also, look at Henry Wingo at right back. That's something that the Sounders want him to develop into. He'll be with Defiance as the right back tonight.
And these two teams have traditionally played pretty hard-fought contests against one another here at the USL level. And it's kind of a continuation, although the Defiance are no longer Sounders FC2, but there's no love lost between the MLS sides that both these teams have affiliate partnerships with.
They've definitely measured themselves against each other at all levels, MLS, USL, and Academy level. These are the two premier organizations in the West.
You see there on your screen, Los Dos head coach Mike Munoz, a former pro, a couple of pro years in MLS with Chivas USA as well as other organizations, and of course found his way into the Galaxy Academy Director role, where he then graduated to the Los Dos head coaching position in 2017, now back for his third season.
Similar path to Chris Little, head coach for Tacoma Defiance, who was the head of academy coaching for Seattle Sounders and now takes over as the head coach here with Tacoma Defiance as the head coach.
Your referee tonight is Victor Rivas, assistant referees Josh Hames and Ryan Jung. The fourth official is Chad Stewart. Well, I can tell you right now that we might have had a late scratch to the lineup card. I can tell for a fact that Kelsey Harms will be acting as the fourth official tonight, so it seems we might have been given some incorrect information, but I just pulled that off of the Professional Referees Organization website. So Kelsey's in as the fourth official. We assume it's Victor Rivas still at the center. We'll try to get confirmation on that for you. The Defiance wearing black tops with white shorts. We'll be moving from left to right on your screens here in the first half. The Galaxy in all white going back the other way. And just like that, we're underway here at Cheney Stadium. Tacoma Defiance taking on LA Galaxy 2. There's Atencio up the near side. He lays it ahead for Hopiao. Well, too heavy on that ball. Didi Traore marking along as well. And we'll get to see the first out of Justin Vom Steeg. Vom Steeg led in 4 goals last week against Colorado Springs, but you go back and you watch the highlight tape, and not too many of them seem like they might have been the keeper's fault.
Sometimes keepers just take so much action, they can't do anything to stop it.
Dangerous through ball here. Diaz manages to get a shot off and wins the first corner of the match for the Defiance. Well, Hopiao, the man headed out there to swing this one in. Diaz right in front of goal. Atencio, Wingo, and of course Dillon's all 6'4" of him, like you mentioned, Dave. Another target. It's a low ball in, still loose inside the area. And a long range shot from Daniel Leyva atop the 18. Stays underneath it. James puts it over the crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, a good start for Tacoma Defiance. I remember last year where they weren't putting numbers into the box. They were trying something a little tricky. That time I counted 7 numbers up front, so you have to go for it on set pieces. It's a prime opportunity to score goals.
Galaxy now looking to play this downfield. Here's Achimpong, man who scored their goal last week, goes wide for Traore. Traore upended there by a challenge, and that quickly draws the referee's whistle. And a talking to for Henry Wingo. James, you never want your first challenge of the match to be one of those that immediately puts you into the referee's mind.
Yeah, not a bad. I mean, they squared up very, very quick by the attacker there. Wingo just mistimed his challenge, but you like to see him kind of square up and welcome the 1v1 opportunity. That, will, for me, will be a very good matchup tonight.
And you see Achimpong over the ball there. Hopiao and Leyva gonna wait to be marched back the 10 yards. Set pieces have traditionally been a problem for the Tacoma Defiance defensively. We'll see what Chris Little has put in this year to try to improve their marking on these free kick opportunities. Jose Hernandez out there as well. There's the whistle. And it'll be Achimpong. Drives a low ball in. Atencio, partial clearance and lifted further afield by Henry Wingo. And Achimpong just wants to reset back to Vom Steeg. Well, it's a brisk evening for it here in Tacoma, Washington, but not quite as brisk as it was for the season opener against Rio Grande Valley FC. That one falls through to Augustine Williams. Williams goes for goal, and Trey Muse caught off his line. Still manages to stay in front of the shot.
Big save by Trey. I mean, very, very good. Not the best clearance by Campbell there. You expect more from your captain. I expect him to settle into this game. But a very, very timely save by Trey.
Trey Muse, of course, also in the news, receiving a call up to the US U20 national team squad for some upcoming international friendlies. And of course, the looming U20 World Cup on the horizon in Poland. Muse very much hoping that his decision to go pro and sign a homegrown contract with the Seattle Sounders of Major League Soccer will earn him a spot on the plane. This is Saad Abdul Salam. One of the things that's interesting about him, a man on an MLS contract in from New York City FC on loan to Phoenix Rising FC last year, is that when Brian Schmetzer signed him, he said one of the things that we like about Abdul Salam is his versatility. Yes, he is a fullback by trade, but we also think he could develop into a pretty good center back, and that's where he's lined up tonight, James.
No, Salam, a player of MLS pedigree. I mean, from the Sporting Kansas City development program there. I mean, a fantastic club to come from, and is looking to establish himself again, and no better place to do that than here in Tacoma, and then hopefully as he progresses upwards.
Williams, Augustine Williams, a familiar face to many fans who watch soccer here in the South Sound. Last year with Timbers 2, 28 games played, 5 goals, 2 assists, and once scored a goal for the MLS Timbers against the Sounders in the U.S. Open Cup back in 2017. This is Campbell, out wide to Wingo. Wingo has Hopiau making the run downfield. Traore cuts it out. Depew going over the top. And James, early on, you're getting the sense that Augustine Williams is going to kind of be a joint stretch the back line / hold up role, and that the Galaxy are going to be content to hit him long balls over the top.
Absolutely. They'll play. They'll look to spring him when he can. They'll look to play underneath as well if it's on, but definitely he has the capabilities to stretch the defense vertically, but also hold up play and allow his midfielders to get connected with the play.
Henry Wingo goes back to Campbell, and Dave, you brought up kind of a fun fact about Henry Wingo and this starting 11 prior to our broadcast tonight.
He's the leading scorer on the field for Tacoma Defiance. Last year he had 3 goals in USL Championship action. He's the leader. Alec Diaz has 2, last year 3 on his career. So that's the scoring threats currently.
Of course, this is a Defiance side that has seen a lot of changes up and down the field. A bunch of regular contributors from last year in the 18 tonight, including Anthony Burke-Gilroy, Jesse Daly, Nick Hines, and Azriel Gonzalez. Currently taking in the action from the technical area.
Good spell of possession by Tacoma. Very patient, building out of the back, comfortable. You have the back line who's comfortable on the ball. Midfielders are getting connected, so it's very good. Obviously, with Los Dos playing a regress line of confrontation right at half field, so you have to just be patient and knock the ball around and know that this game will eventually open up.
Trying to get it to Williams was Achimpong. Josh Atencio there to cut it out. Atencio, one of those other academy players who pretty much wound up earning his spot as a USL player through that very successful U17 Sounders Academy team last year that won a national championship. And just a bevy of signings that have gone on for the Defiance here. They've really greatly expanded their roster this season.
20 on the roster, which means healthy scratches this year. Competition for starting spots, competition for bench spots. It's going to be an interesting training environment.
Well, it certainly makes for a more complete and competitive training environment. I certainly think back to some of my first years here back in 2017 when Ezra Hendrickson was at the helm of the club, and through no fault of Hendrickson's own, he'd sometimes have as few as 8 players at practice. Depew cuts it square to Hilliard Arce. Harvey trying to push the ball up to Hernandez and has it poked away by Atencio. Hopiau was looking for the quick outlet, but Traore is so fast to recover. Well, that's not going to be a difficult decision for the referee. Right through the back of Shannon Hopiau comes Carlos Harvey.
Bright start to the game. Both teams very bright, looking to play out of the back, looking to penetrate centrally through the wings. Some great 1v1 matchups, some hard challenges, organized lines of defense. Very bright start.
Galaxy 2 last week completed 83% of their passes, one of the few teams that did better than Tacoma Defiance by that measure.
Atencio's pass is mislaid there. Comes back for Campbell.
Good composed play by Trey there. Always a bonus when you have a goalkeeper that's comfortable with their feet. Can play out of the back, contribute to the possession.
And certainly it's been a point of emphasis for this club and for its entire organization. Trying to focus on building out of the back, drawing out opposing defenses. There's a lot of time on the training ground that goes into making sure that those instincts become automatic. Leyva turning away from Harvey. Back for Atencio. They're going to try for Nance down the far side. He'll drop one down toward Diaz. Vargas trying to push it into the middle. And now wide for Wingo. Wingo, a booming cross, and well, perhaps a bit more enthusiasm than skill at the moment there, James.
But the build-up play was fantastic. I mean, that's what you're going to have to do to unbalance a very organized Los Dos team. Their lines are very short, but you're going to have skipping passes. You're going to need to penetrate centrally, get it out wide, and the Defiant set up a perfect serving opportunity there. Obviously, Wingo wants a little bit more quality, had time to possibly take a touch and really deliver a good ball in a dangerous spot. But the build-up from the Defiance was very good.
Wingo going to keep that on the ground for Hopiau. There's a foot race. Depew, the first one to it.
Great tackle. Very good tackle.
Certainly something we saw in that first match, Dave, which, James, you unfortunately were, well, not unfortunately at all, you were unable to join us for. You had better places to be. You were celebrating your daughter's one-year-old birthday.
I appreciate that, Brooklyn James. It was a great birthday. My mom flew up and sister from Colorado, and we had a little family night, so it was a good.
What is the earliest age category that U.S. soccer starts calling people in for national team camps?
I know, right? I mean, she has 10 soccer balls in her nursery right at this moment, so hopefully she starts to knock a few of those around.
What happens if she wants to play basketball?
Tough one. That'll be a tough day for me, but I'll still support it.
Here's Dylan. He goes square. Hopiau, Vargas, rattles off a couple players. Now it's Diaz. Nance lining up an early cross and lifted away from Dylan on the inside. Well, certainly one thing that Justin Dillon will do for you when you place him into the attacking midfield, he's going to draw a lot of attention.
Again, I go back to the patience of the build-ups. Very good, because Los Dos won't be able to sustain this pressure in their lines and shifting. If you can swing the ball side to side 4 or 5 times with each possession, eventually gaps are going to open up. It's only natural. So the Defiants need to be comfortable in the sustained possession that they have and not necessarily look to force it, but just look to move and shift the Los Dos around.
One squirts through. Hernandez going to get a chance to run onto it, but he is in a wide position. Kareniak arriving at the backside, but it's chopped down by Saad Abdul Salam and cleared away.
Dealt with very well. That was a wicked spin off the turf, off the grass, shall I say.
Another free kick. Carlos Harvey maybe going to get a warning here. That's his second foul of the match. Came straight through the back of Hopiau earlier, and then a little bit of a reach to go in on that challenge, and I think that's what Victor Rivas is saying to him right now.
I remember last year the organization assistant coach Wade Weber was really proud of Alec Diaz learning to play the defensive part of the game, and that's what he did right there to win that ball. That's the type of thing that can earn forwards respect throughout the organization, because the center back loves to see when the forward plays defense
Very
too.
True. Yep.
Particularly at a time when organizations now have the wherewithal to bring in really high-profile, big-budget international transfers. If you're a domestic player who wants to rise through the ranks, you got to be willing to do it all, right, James?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I mean, with the amount of money being put into the rosters of MLS teams, it's incredible. But also USL teams. I mean, you have a great pedigree of players that are really trying to progress in their individual careers.
Certainly. Some of those teams you can think of in the Western Conference. We get a chance to see here at Cheney Stadium this season. Your Phoenix Risings, your Sacramento Republics. USL Championship, very much a league with no shortage of talent. No shortage of teams either.
That's the third time Los Dos has just dribbled out on the far side of the field, losing track of where they are on the pitch.
James, I know a couple times last year we discussed that for goalkeepers, the sight lines of playing at a baseball stadium can be confusing. Does that affect you as an outfield player too?
A little bit. It can start, but you should settle down a bit and just start to play to your strengths, really try to connect the simplest pass that you can and build momentum that way. You can see the turf is a little bit bumpy, choppy, especially with the baseball lines a little bit. So you'll take some adjustment from both teams, but overall the pitch looks fantastic. I know they greased it. We saw them greasing it before the game, so the game's definitely going to be fast.
Wingo can't hold onto that ball through the challenge from Traore. Didi Traore, another interesting name on our team sheets this evening. The first player ever be signed to a Galaxy 2 contract through an open tryout. Grew up in Paris and spent time with FC Metz. Found himself in South Central Los Angeles. Nance going to ground, gets that ball to Vargas, who can't quite scuff it up the field to Diaz. There's Depew. Here's Williams trying to hold up that ball. Campbell doing battle with him. But it's Achimpong, and he's going to lift that one over the bar, claiming it took a deflection, and the referee's not having any of it.
Los Dos have been dangerous. Just fighting and battling for second balls, they're really creating havoc for Tacoma Defiance. So Tacoma definitely needs to not only challenge and win that first ball, but be aware of the second and third balls.
Abdul Salam toward Leyva. His first touch lets him down there. Cleaned up by Atencio and falls for Vargas. Vargas up to Diaz. He's going to push it wide. Chopped cross in, and Vom Stieg there to pick it up. That was Henry Wingo, who went on the gut-busting run and now has to make one tracking back.
And I don't mind that. It's a good thought by Wingo to play first time, but that's the second time he's tried to do so. With a little bit of a choppy turf, maybe you just take that touch, really just take that touch and get the service off. Put that service in a very dangerous spot. Allow your runners to be able to attack it.
Thrown in toward Williams. Controlled by Koreniuk. Trying to poke it through for Hernandez. This is Hernandez now. Wants to cut inside here, dropping it off for Achimpong, and Achimpong. Well, that one fouled away down the third base line.
Defiance probably fortunate there because he had the opportunity to take more than one touch as well and could have done better with that shot.
And certainly it's akin to the goal that we saw him score last week against Colorado Springs. Diaz going to try to muscle his way by Depew here. Campbell wins the header.
Again, second balls for Tacoma Defiance. They're doing a decent job challenging that first one. It's that second ball that's really not allowing them to sustain possession.
From Stieg, straight over the top. Graniak. Back to Nate Schultz.
Again, another second ball.
Thumping shot
block.
straight into Campbell. James, I imagine you sat down in front of your share of those in your day.
Yeah, it stings a little bit, but definitely needed from the big center back. I mean, that's what you get paid to do, to be able to stand up to those types of challenges.
Now it's Traore in the wide position. Hernandez there in support. Traore, space for a cross. Campbell the first one to it, and he heads it over the byline. It'll be the first corner of the match for the Galaxy.
I like Justin Dillon's effort there. He's playing as the number 10, but realized that there wasn't any help defensively, so he went out to close down that angle.
Hernandez, the former Real Salt Lake homegrown player, will send in the in-swinger. And the Galaxy all getting inside the 6 at the back post. And that is where he serves it, right into the mixer, and that one curls straight back out of play. James, when you line up for a corner in that way, are you trying to create more chaos than a set plan?
Yeah, no, I think they definitely had it drawn up a bit differently. You saw the runners kind of then flood to the top of the 6-yard box. So just a different look, but I think the delivery wasn't what was expected.
Campbell keeps that on the ground. Leyva trying to recover. Gets it back to Saad Abdul Salam. Matt Nance, left back out of Xavier. Opiao picks it up here. Wingo's going to go on the run. He might have an edge on Traore. Depew coming back to cover, and he'll beat him there. Depew doing well there to win the throw-in as well. 21st minute now, and after what seemed like a very composed opening 15, while both of these sides were on the ball, the last 5 have been somewhat sloppy.
Yeah, I think both teams still battling for the right to play. I think it will settle down as we get to the second half, but still both teams trying to establish themselves. Los Dos still creating good opportunities, conceding most of the possession, but they're, very direct. They get into good spots. They win and challenge knockdowns, and they get to opportunities to shoot on goal. So Tacoma definitely needs to be wary of that. And then Tacoma's gotten into some good serving opportunities. They just need to be a bit calm and composed when they do create those opportunities.
Schultz wants that long ball into Williams. Trey Muse at the edge of his area. Muse plays with the mindset of a goalkeeper who is very unafraid of contact. He will certainly establish that the 18 is his space, not yours.
Muse, great pedigree. You see the composure when he's playing out of the back with his feet, but then also to clean up that ball.
Bad turnover there. Space for the shot. And ultimately, get the sense that Ernesto Walker will have done more with that.
Looks like he tried to pass it into the net. Just didn't have any pace behind that shot.
Los Dos, 2 best scoring opportunities came from mistakes by the Defiant, so they're going to need to really be sure on their passing.
That one falls through. Chopped inside by Dillon. Dillon recovers to it. Opiao hoping to turn here. Loose inside the box. The flag is up for offside. So the end result of the play will not matter. But the Defiance creating a chance seemingly out of nothing on the near side.
Dillon's got a little bit of that bulldog in him. He'll take the ball forward at his feet, make certain that he's there for the ricochets and rebounds.
Campbell heading that back to Muse.
Very fortunate, timely header there. He had the forward anticipating that.
Well, midway through the first half here, no score. Both these teams, as you've said, James, just trying to get a sense of
Great skill.
where the gaps might be, and this could be one.
Skill.
Kareniak giving chase here. He has Williams in the middle. Campbell, the initial header out. Achimpong. Williams tucks it between Trey Muse, who rolls backwards in frustration. And Augustine Williams, in the 24th minute, has put Los Dos on top.
And again, for me, the theme of tonight is second balls. Again, Tacoma Defiance not picking up second and third balls. It led to that DSR save with the big clearance. Tacoma has an opportunity to settle it down, doesn't, and it leads to that, where Los Dos is able to pick it up in the midfield. Great skill, a fantastic through ball, a fantastic cross, and then again they're picking up second balls at the top of the box. So it's just getting into the right spots for Tacoma Defiance. Everything else they're doing well, but if you don't win second and third balls, you're really going to be in trouble, and especially on a pitch like this that's dewy, that's a little choppy. You really need that.
Well, Defiance trailing for the first time this season. Won their last match 1-0, and now we'll get a chance to see how this group responds. Here's another look at the goal. Cross in from Kareniak, just headed away by Campbell.
Yeah, that header needs to go out. That header needs to go out, high and out, to never be headed straight back into your 18 on the ground. That needs to be as high and as wide as possible, just to allow your team to recover behind it. But like I said, Los Dos actions forward have been very direct and succinct and efficient. Not a lot of tiki-taka side to side. When they go forward, and they have numbers, and they're running, and they're filling gaps and holes. So Tacoma Defiance just needs to be wary of that.
This is Traore.
And unlucky for Trey, something maybe I think he could possibly save, got 5-hold there.
Yeah, I think so. We didn't quite get the definitive look on it, but I think he just wasn't expecting the hockey redirect to stick with the 5-hole metaphor. Defiance probably needed to clear the crease on that one. Williams trying to make something happen again. First goal of the season for Augustine Williams. And that will draw a free kick. Referee holding up the restart of play. And you have to wonder if this might be a booking. Well, this seems to be the third player from the match so far that Victor Rivas has talked to. At a certain point, doesn't a caution have to become the way you caution a player?
Yeah, that one could definitely be a caution. The center back knew exactly what he was doing, sending a message, no intent to win the ball, but you don't mind a chippy, hard game like that. If he's going to keep the cards in the pocket, then no problem. Both teams should be challenging and be very physical, especially when battles occur in the midfield.
Ball won there by Walker.
Mike here, too easy. He needs to be chopped down. He needs to be stood up. It's too easy for Los Dos to carve up the midfield right now to Tacoma Defiance.
Achimpong wants to switch the field toward Traore.
I think it goes back to a little bit of last year's theme where we said maybe at times the team was a little bit too soft in the midfield. They were lacking that bite and that steal, and I know Jesse Daly came in and provided a little bit of that, but still in that possession there, after you just had your captain and one of your best players chopped down, that possibly could have been a yellow card. Plenty of opportunities for Tacoma Defiance to also send a message, and they didn't, and they let the Galaxy kind of carve up the midfield. Those are the type of mentality battles that you need to win. Again, they get chopped down. So Los Dos' game plan is to really break up the the flow of the Tacoma Defiance, and they're willing to take yellow cards. Now it takes the fifth challenge of that to get a yellow, but a little bit of mind games that need to be played on the field as well.
And that's Carlos Harvey. That's his third foul of the night, and Victor Rivas had already warned him last time. So into the book he goes here in the 29th minute. It's interesting what you said, James, about needing to have that sort of mentality at midfield. Both the holding mids tonight for the Defiance, teenagers.
Yep.
Sometimes the younger players lack that bite. Do you have to develop
Very
that?
True. Yeah, it is. It is. It needs to be demanded by the coaching staff, by the players around them. Obviously, it may not be their game, but in order to survive in this league and to progress as well, you need to be able to get stuck in and have that bite and steal into your game as well. Again, literally waltzing through the middle of the park. They get it out wide. They get an overlap. Runners in the box.
Achimpong. Nice turn there against Dillon. Back to Hilliard Arce. Didn't expect the return ball, though. Defiance will have the throw.
This is when you need the older guys on the pitch for the Tacoma Defiance just to get the team anchored in. You need to send a message, defend it inside to out, get everyone organized, and just don't let Los Dos waltz through the middle of your midfield.
Nance up toward Diaz. Diaz dispossessed on his second touch.
Who has to be the player to step forward and tell Josh Atencio and Danny Leyva to hit hard there in the middle?
I think so. I think it's up to Campbell. With my conversation with Coach Wade today, they really like Campbell, his ability to organize. He's a veteran player with MLS pedigree. He's come in. You have a veteran back line for the most part. I mean, it's going to be up to Abdul and to Campbell to really dictate that and said, hey, that needs to be better. That needs to be stronger. That needs to be better. And then they also need to do that as well. Hopiao can say that as well and show it. Wingo is capable.
If anyone is the right person on the Defiance coaching staff to send that message, it would be Wade Weber.
Yes.
Local product and former MLS center back who was never afraid to get stuck in his day.
Yeah.
And I only say that because we no longer play in the same rec league against one another. And even if he hears this, I don't have to pay the consequences. Another turnover there. This time it's Koreniuk. Williams wanted the ball ahead. And rolls through for Trey Muse. 32 minutes in here. Los Dos on top 1-0. The Defiance really have not recovered from that goal 7 minutes ago just yet.
Not yet. Just need to get back to the simple things, connecting your simple passes, supporting, getting stuck in, winning 50-50 challenges, and just communicating. Yeah, just connect the easiest pass, get the ball moving. Great ball.
Wingo keeps that ball in play. Now it's Dillon, who's drifted out wide. Achimpong flips it back toward Harvey, but Vargas intercepts. Hopiao chopped down by Depew there.
That could be a booking. That's his second one. That's his second foul on Hopiao.
Victor Garza just signaled to Depew exactly that.
Very fortunate that's not a booking. The first one easily could have been a booking. The second challenge here could have been a booking. So but that's what I'm saying. If the referee's allowing a Los Dos to do that, then Tacoma Defiance needs to have that type of mentality as well, or they're just going to lose this game based on mentality and the willingness to battle.
Now it's Wingo's turn to be chopped down by Jose Hernandez in the near side alley. And the Defiance have an opportunity to manufacture something on the set piece.
And me as a player, I've always told the referee, I said, listen, we don't mind if you're going to keep the cards in the pocket. If you're going to keep the cards in the pocket, then we're also going to get stuck in on challenges. And right now, the referee, for the most part, is keeping the cards in the pocket. But Tacoma Defiance isn't up to the challenge and that battle and that grit that needs to occur, especially in a game like this. A team that they've always had a very good rivalry with, a team of very good pedigree and quality in Los Dos, and they're down 1-0 at home with 10-plus minutes left in this first half to really get something going.
Hopiao will take the kick. Chops that toward the back post. There's a player who flashed the header there. It's going to stay in play, though. Controlled by Leyva. Saad Abdul Salam available near side. Didi Traore defending. Goes for Abdul Salam and back to Nance. Nance going to spin another ball in. Dillon goes up for it, but Depew heads it clear. Hernandez. A long effort there. An ambitious one. Augustine Williams was making the run, but they couldn't link up. Here come Los Dos. Working it inside once more, and Muse will pick that one up.
Just a lazy challenge in the middle of midfield again. When they go back and look at this tape and the amount of challenges and soft attempts that they've had in the middle of midfield, they will be astounded because, again, right there, another very, very weak, soft challenge in the middle of midfield leads to that opportunity again. This is where the young players will grow up fast. Without a doubt, they have a very high pedigree, but if you're going to be given the responsibility to dictate the middle of a park of a team, then you have to be willing to get stuck in when needed to be and play pretty soccer and connect when that calls as well.
Achimpong loses his footing there as he goes square to Traore. And Traore going to try another home run ball. Traore has gone down there, and it looks like it might be a little bit more than frustration. That has a man from Paris on the deck. You can see his foot kind of went out underneath him when he lined up to try to hit that through ball. He's back on his feet now.
Traore's been good, pacey, very cultured left foot. Gets into the attack very well.
Well, under 10 minutes plus stoppage to go until the break. James, Dave, what does each of you think the Defiance needs to accomplish in this next 9.5 to have something positive going into the break?
I think they just need to get stuck in on a few challenges, honestly. They need to draw a yellow card, get a yellow card. Someone in midfield at the back line needs to get a yellow card to try to win this battle. They still are losing the right to play, and Los Dos is carving up the midfield, winning second balls, third balls, things of that sort. But everything else I think has been okay. They've gotten decent serving opportunities. Maybe they can take an extra touch and really deliver a good ball. But again, for me, it's the mentality and desire to battle and grit out results.
Those first 8 to 12 minutes, we saw Shannon Hopiau. They tried to break him free. We haven't gotten that for a while, so I'd like to see.
Dillon picks us up inside the area. Dillon still on his feet. Dillon goes for goal, and it's blocked. Nance charging all the way in for the follow-up, and the Galaxy 2 hoping to carry away. Wingo teeing up another long effort, and that one sails high. And Dave, I apologize. The action kind of took us away there.
Justin Dillon was playing exactly how we like to see Shannon Hopiau play. He was going direct towards goal. Mm-hmm. They need to get more of those opportunities, not looking for the perfect play, but instead just being aggressive, mm-hmm. being that kind of bulldog attitude. Sometimes Defiance look better when they do that.
Mm-hmm. And when the team is really struggling to find its footing, all it takes is for everyone just to dominate their own area. Just win your own area consistently around the park, and then that kind of lifts the spirits of the team as well. So if you're a midfielder, you're saying, I'm going to win my battles in midfield consistently. If you're a right back, you say the same thing. And if everyone kind of just does their job and wins their part of the field, then that can also turn the tides a bit.
Campbell trying the direct option. Leads to a throw-in.
So a great set piece opportunity. This is where the Defiance needs to take your time. Let your runners get settled in the box. Your big center backs get forward. Let them get a couple breaths, get organized, and concentrate on delivering a good first ball, but then also being very active on the second and third balls.
Hopiau sends that one in. Headed clear, I believe, by Koreniuk. Another effort in. Atencio can't reach it. Arlen Vargas dances past Harvey. Trying to lift one through the back line here. Galaxy trying to hurry up to apply the pressure to that miss-hit back pass. Nance is there on the far side. Going up toward Diaz, was trying to spin out of Thomas Hilliard-Arce. Hilliard-Arce got to the ball first. Now it's Harvey, going square toward Williams. Williams gets tied up with Ernesto Walker. Now Vargas takes over. Wingo, inside toward Hopiau, spins out of a challenge, but Williams drops all the way back and recovers the ball. Nance wants the direct route toward Marlon Vargas. Header won by Depew.
Both teams willing to play quite chaotically there for a couple minutes.
Traore draws the foul there. Hopiau knows what he's done. Just got caught reaching.
Traore, fantastic skill. Great skill, great quickness. Gets back, obviously, you always want to get back to his left foot. Very cheeky.
Pressure coming from Dillon. Depew gets it away as far as Walker.
It's a great touch.
They switch to Schultz. Nate Schultz hasn't really had a glorious job to do here in the first half, but he has done an effective job of shuttling the ball out from the back third. Kareniak picks out Walker. Walker chips that through, looking for Achimpong. Nance only clears it as far as Schultz. Schultz, Achimpong. Still loose, this is Walker. He's inside the 6, he's beyond Trey Muse, and it's 2-0. Ernesto Walker tiptoes through the Defiance 18 and tucks it right over a sliding Trey Muse. The visitors going up with minutes to go until the break.
That's a fantastic goal by Walker. I mean, the desire to get to the box, beat that first defender, then the composure, waits for Trey Muse to go down. A little dink over the oncoming keeper. Look, first of the ball here, boom. Gets by 2, waits, little clip. Great composure, great goal.
2 mistouches there by Defiance that enable him to just continue to drive into goal.
Here. Yeah, misclearance here. This just needs to be in the fans, right? In the stands right now, and let your team get settled. You clear it right back to Los Dos. They allows them to sustain pressure. And again, a midfielder able to walk straight through. Not only your midfield, but your own 18. That's definitely what the Defiance did not want to do getting to halftime. When things are struggling right now and you know that there's only 5 minutes left till halftime, you do everything in your power to just get the team to halftime. And that, if that means you have to clear a ball over the stands of Cheney Stadium, then so be it. But you don't put it in a spot where they can sustain pressure.
Defiance hoping to find some bit of joy here in the closing minutes of the first half after letting up that goal, and turned over to Kareniak. That's the first goal of the year for Ernesto Walker, Panamanian in on loan from CD Plaza Amador. Certainly both his club of origin and his club of destination in Los Dos will be pleased with that strike from him.
And also, for me, I'm very high. I've heard very good things about Trey Muse. I think he has an opportunity to save both of those. Obviously, the first one's more of a redirect, a ricochet. But on this one, for me, to come up with a big save really keeps your team in it. That's a testament of a good keeper. As he matures, as he continues to get games, you have to be able to make those big saves when your team needs it just to keep you in the game. And that second one, I think he can. I think he went down a little too early. Allows the clip to happen. And again, Los Dos straight through the middle of midfield. Straight through the
Walker once more. Tons of space for him. His shot is blocked, but only as far as Williams. Now it's Achimpong outside the 18. Onto his right foot. And Achimpong, third time tonight, he's put one over the bar.
I would be surprised maybe not to see Jesse Daly, someone with some bite and steel in the midfield, because right now, like I said, it's a constant theme. Los Dos literally waltzing right into the heart of the Tacoma Defiance attacking third.
Jesse Daly would appreciate the way this referee is calling the game, too.
Yep.
He's one that's willing to go hard.
Yep.
Walker once more. Muse comes up big that time and puts his body on the line.
It's a great save. That's the one he needs to save. That's the goalkeeper. Keeps them in it.
And just gets tattooed by both the shot and by Ernesto Walker at the tail end of this. And you just see the foot kind of right up
across
into the face. And they are going to wave on the trainers here for Trey Muse.
You saw it was a great save. A little hesitation. I thought he could have come out on the first touch. You saw Ernesto take a big heavy touch. Goalkeeper usually can read that touch, and that's when they come out and really take it. Hesitated a bit, stood up very well this time on the shot, and obviously paid for it. But a big save by Trey. Keep this team in the game.
Here's another
Just
look at
heavy
it.
touch. It's heavy. It's heavy. He hesitated, comes out, takes it. It's a great save. Brave save.
Certainly beyond the save, the well-being of the player in question at the forefront of everyone's minds right now. Now, we'd initially been told to expect 1 minute of added time. Of course, now that this has gone on, they've added one more. 2 minutes of added time that we're 30 seconds into right now.
Los Dos seem to think they have a corner after this.
Muse back onto his feet to a rousing ovation from the crowd here. And always nice to see the sportsmanship from Ernesto Walker. No ill will on that challenge. Those two players going at it. Like you said, Los Dos of the opinion they have a corner. And it'll be a throw-in instead from the flag. Thrown in short. Chopped in, and Muse will let it go out for a goal kick. Muse, having taken a moment to compose himself, looks fit to continue. Of course, the backup keeper available on the bench is Jacob Castro, an academy player. But you certainly have to imagine he might get another look at by the trainers once they get into the locker room at halftime. Walker finds Achimpong, lifted over by Achimpong. Williams off his line. Muse, a man goes down. Muse jumps on a loose ball. I think that was Koreniuk who got upended there.
Another brave play by Muse. But the fact that Defiance have given up 2 full chances this late in the first half, already down 2-0.
And Nance has lost the ball there. Carlos Harvey on it. Wide for Koreniuk, cut out by Saad Abdul Salam. Nance, straight up to Vargas. Dillon. Dillon just gets the ball kind of stuck to his foot there.
Los Dos hunting the ball very well as in a pack right now. They're doing very well hunting that ball. And then when they need us to sustain possession, they do very well.
Didi Traore with it.
Defiance have to find that open man in those situations.
The Pew so far has cleaned up any promising chance the Defiance have had as they've entered the final third.
Yes.
And the whistle sounds for halftime. Well, Los Dos bag a pair of goals, and the Defiance will have to talk things over with head coach Chris Little inside the locker room. James?
Yeah, I think he's going to try to get the team anchored. I mean, that middle of the park is just being carved up, and so you're really going to need to establish some consistency in there and some bite and steal within that middle of the park. So I look for substitutions to be had in that second half.
Again, Galaxy up 2-0 at the break. We'll take a break here on ESPN+.
What does it take to be a champion? Skill, strength, vision, an unrelenting desire to prove your worth week in, week out. An army of fans behind you screaming your name. And sometimes just a bit of luck. For 631 games over the course of the next 9 months, 22 players will step on the field to answer the question, why will it be you and not them? And of 36 teams, from the champions of yesterday to the challengers of tomorrow, only one will be right.
To soccer fans across the United States, we want to say thank you for helping to create the most impressive, well-attended USL opening weekend in our history. With your support, we welcomed record crowds of over 91,000 fans to USL stadiums last weekend, and with over 3 million expected by the end of this season. This is a special moment, and if you're new to the USL, you're joining us at the most exciting time in league history. With more clubs and more games than ever before, the USL Championship is establishing itself as one of the premier second divisions in professional soccer around the world. In 2019 alone, we've welcomed to the USL family 7 new expansion teams in New Mexico, El Paso, Austin, Memphis, Birmingham, Hartford and Loudoun. That's 7 new communities who now have professional soccer in their own backyard, and 7 new communities where local youth can now see a direct path to fulfilling their dreams of becoming professionals themselves. We're also reaching more people than ever before, courtesy of our partnership with ESPN+. Every single USL Championship game available online, and another 8 now shown on national television. More fans than ever before now can watch USL soccer from the comfort of their own home. So thank you, soccer fans. Thank you for joining us for what will be the biggest season in USL history.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. At the half, Tacoma Defiance trailing 2-0 to LA Galaxy 2. And you're joining us back here on ESPN+. Andrew Harvey alongside James Riley and Dave Clark. Gentlemen, before we get into the action that went on out there on the pitch, let's take a look around the rest of the USL Championship. And there are some big ticket items out there this week, specifically relating to tickets and the sale thereof, Dave.
Yes, USL Championship had more than 90,000 people show up across 17 games last week. 5 different clubs had more than 8,000. 2 cracked the 10,000 mark, led by New Mexico United with their huge home opener.
And of course, the second thing, Shane Malcolm, the first USL Championship Player of the Week for the year of 2019, also bagged the first hat trick of the season. It was against Los Dos last week down in California. And here's a look at each of those goals. This first one, just a nice turn in on the return ball and a header, such a dangerous play, James.
Yeah, I mean, definitely stays active during the second ball.
The second one just comes right back to him. That's why you got to follow your shot.
Yeah, stays active, very opportunistic. And this one, again, just found himself in good spots and very opportunistic in goal, in front of goal.
And then, of course, our third bit of news related to the USL Championship this week. The USL has unveiled its plans for the USL Academy structure. Dave, what does that take us through this?
The USL Academy will be for age groups, the U13 to U17. 32 USL teams have membership in the USSDA, that academy level. 10 others are also at various youth levels. They're going to run kind of concurrently, playing each other. The USL Championship, USL League One teams, those professionals. So it's just another path to professionalism for all the kids out there. There's something like 100 clubs now that are offering professional goals throughout the United States and Canada.
James, I have to wonder, for you, having come through the player development infrastructure in this country, what is it like knowing that now there's all this expansion, so many more opportunities?
No, I think it's brilliant. I mean, we spoke off air. I mean, I think the infrastructure that's being created and the pathways that are being created to play professional is fantastic. And I think there's a tremendous amount of talent, and this is a way to kind of mine and cultivate and refine that talent here in the United States. I mean, I think it's a perfect opportunity to be a soccer player with aspirations to be a professional.
Well, that's what's going on around the USL Championship. We'll come back after a break with what's been going on here at Cheney Stadium. Again, at the half, LA Galaxy 2, Tacoma Defiance 0 here on ESPN+.
What does it take to be a champion? Skill, strength, vision, an unrelenting desire to prove your worth week in, week out. An army of fans behind you screaming your name. And sometimes just a bit of luck. For 631 games over the course of the next 9 months, 22 players will step on the field to answer the question, why will it be you and not them? And the 36 teams, from the champions of yesterday to the challengers of tomorrow, only one will be right.
To soccer fans across the United States, we want to say thank you for helping to create the most impressive, well-attended USL opening weekend in our history. With your support, we welcomed record crowds of over 91,000 fans to USL stadiums last weekend, and with over 3 million expected by the end of this season. This is a special moment, and if you're new to the USL, you're joining us at the most exciting time in league history. With more clubs and more games than ever before, the USL Championship is establishing itself as one of the premier second divisions in professional soccer around the world. In 2019 alone, we've welcomed to the USL family 7 new expansion teams in New Mexico, El Paso, Austin, Memphis, Birmingham, Hartford and Loudoun. That's 7 new communities who now have professional soccer in their own backyard, and 7 new communities where local youth can now see a direct path to fulfilling their dreams of becoming professionals themselves. We're also reaching more people than ever before, courtesy of our partnership with ESPN+. Every single USL Championship game available online, and another 8 now shown on national television. More fans than ever before now can watch USL soccer from the comfort of their own home. So thank you, soccer fans. Thank you for joining us for what will be the biggest season in USL history.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. Los Dos have a 2-0 lead over the Tacoma Defiance here on ESPN+. Once again, Andrew Harvey alongside James Riley and Dave Clark with you. And gentlemen, it's been an action-packed first half, but one that has largely favored the visitors.
It has. Los Dos has definitely had a better of the opportunities, but a lot of it's come off the mistakes that Tacoma Defiance have had, especially those second, third balls. They've really been able to pounce on those and create havoc going forward.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of those moments. Here are your first half highlights. You see right here, Defiance have had their opportunities, James, but just cannot capitalize.
They have. This one is called back, unfortunately, but like we alluded to the just aggressiveness of the team to get numbers in the box and really challenge for first and second balls.
And on the other side, just some real undoings at the back end.
Really
That's the inability to stop that first ball.
Another look at it here. Here's that awkward redirect, and yeah, right between Trey Muse's legs, you can see the frustration there. And this was the real dagger that Defiance probably would have done all right for themselves going into the breakdown 1-0.
They would have. They were really trying to get into the half, but a great composed clinical finish there.
So Ernesto Walker making it 2-0 minutes before the break. That's the action that's gone on here. Here are some scores from what's going on around the rest of the USL Championship. And as you can see as we pull it up on screen here, there are some close matches kind of all the way around that have been going on here in the Western Conference.
It's a big win for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Two teams are mostly back out on the pitch now. The Defiance are the slow ones to come out of their locker rooms, and still about 50 seconds listed. James, is that ever a bit of gamesmanship for a team when you haven't had a first half the way you wanted? You kind of wait a little bit longer before you come out?
They might be getting a little bit of extra direction, trying to rally the troops, waiting for everyone to get fit. So, and now they come out to a rousing applause. There's still fight, there's still life in this group, without a doubt.
Trey Muse is warming up. Looks like he recovered from that blow that he took late in the first half.
Again, 2-0 being the most dangerous lead in soccer. An opportunity for the Defiance to come out, reestablish authority in this game, and cut the lead in half, and then they're back in it. So the third goal in this game is going to be critical, whether Los Dos gets it to make it 3-0, or Tacoma Defiance gets it to make it 2-1. The third goal is absolutely critical in this game.
And certainly, the Defiance are going to be hoping to find themselves in a quick start here at the second half. They really commanded the opening 12-15 minutes of this match and then just kind of faded, particularly, as you've noted, James, in the midfield.
They really did. They really faded in the midfield and lost that battle, and that ultimately led to the second goal. Honestly, they could have been down 3 or 4-0 by the first half, and so they did very well. We're very fortunate not to be down by more.
And manager Chris Little wants to make a change. The Gambian Modou Endau is going to be brought on here for the Tacoma Defiance, and he will replace Henry Wingo. So Saad Abdul Salam's going to push out to that right back position, and it'll be Endau, who we saw here in the season opener, in at center back. Dave, from what you've seen out of Modou Endau, do you like this move by Chris Little?
He's got a big left foot that should enable them to break through lines a little bit better. He's also willing to go to ground and go hard, so that's something that he should bring in defensively.
That's Endau there getting his first touch of the match, falls right back to Walker, and that shot skitters into the hands of Trey Muse. Hopiau, Leyva. Leyva scoops that ball around the challenge, is pulled down in the process by Walker. James, as you glance at the stat sheet from that first 45 minutes, what jumps out to you the most?
I think for me is the shots. I mean, total shots, Los Dos leading 12-4, which for me is indicative. I think half of those 12 were gifted by Tacoma Defiance. The others were manufactured just by being first to second balls and third balls, and just being very direct, simple, and efficient with their opportunities to go forward.
Here's Nate Schultz, kind of rampage down that right side for the Galaxy once more.
Los Dos have done a strong job of bracketing, whether it's Danny Leyva or Josh Atencio. Neither of them are able to dribble through that traffic.
Early ball in from Traore, and Muse off his line to collect it. This is Carlos Harvey. Finds Walker. It's poked away by Atencio. Here's Dillon. Alec Diaz is drifted out wide. Diaz trying to loop it back inside to Dillon. That's one away by LA Galaxy 2. And Dillon, a player who, big frame, big name, was kind of thinking that he was going to have a bigger impact than he has so far, 48 minutes into this one. Vargas turns and goes for Dillon. Hopiau controls Abdul Salam on the underlap. Hopiau steps topside, tried to push that ball along. It's one away by Achimpong. Abdul Salam gets it back to Hopiau. He lets it ride. Matt Nance, Dillon. All the way back to Atencio. Defiance trying to widen things out again. They go to Nance. Leyva comes to Abdul Salam. See it right there, that defensive shape from the Galaxy, which you praised in the first half, just recovers and has slowly forced the Defiance back.
Yeah, I mean, they're in their blocks well. They're just, you know, conceding possession, but it's not necessarily dangerous. So the more and more Tacoma Defiance can shift them back and forth, then the gaps will open up. So they just need to be comfortable and patient in the possession here. Just shift them back and forth. Sometimes it's with big balls, sometimes it's with little sequences. Try to overload a side, spring players, but be comfortable. Here, yeah, just side to side, shift them, and then the gaps will open up, and then they need to be clinical with their opportunities going forward.
A long ball over the top for Hopiau. He's offside, so he'll let it ride. Diaz gives chase, and it winds up at the feet of Schultz. Schultz forces the back pass to Vom Steeg there, and Vom Steeg hits the reset button.
Tacoma Defiance are playing like a team that understands their identity. They're not being urgent right now. They know that they're a possession-based squad, so they're just going through their sequences.
Schultz inside for Vargas. He has to slow up for it. Atencio. Now it's Nance. Nance, low ball in. Dillon trying to control it, looking to turn. Far side for Hopiau. Hopiau. And headed away by Thomas Hilliard-Arce.
Those very regressed line. I mean, they are in their own defensive third. Now they push out a bit. So without a doubt, some tired legs. They've had to travel. So to continue to shift them back and forth, and those opportunities will open up. Tacoma Defiance, their problem necessarily hasn't been in possession. It's been on the transitional and defensive end and really anchoring down the middle of the park. So in possession, they're good. It was patient build-up. Still didn't create a real chance. There wasn't a real serving opportunity. One ball was whipped in. So they just need to continue to do that.
Oduendao up to Vargas. Vargas for Diaz. Diaz rides through one challenge, can't ride out the second. Now it's Ernesto Walker. Walker and Leyva doing battle.
Got bailed out there. The referee definitely bailed him out. But Ernesto, very good, very explosive player, very strong upper body, kind of glides through challenges.
Seems to me that there was a point where he decided he was just going to go down because he knew he wasn't going to keep control of the ball.
No, the referee definitely bailed him out. But
Nance for Vargas. Diaz making the run. Marked tightly by Depew. Saad Abdul Salam. Cuts inside behind Traore. Hopiau back for Leyva. In for Vargas. Vargas gets a free header. And bounces off of Nate Schultz. For a split second, it looked like it might have come off an arm.
I thought as well.
And a crunching challenge there will lead to a free kick.
I like it. I think it's more of an accidental challenge, but nonetheless, that's an opportunity to really get stuck in, right? If you really want to send a message, that ball right there is an opportunity to really get stuck in, take your yellow card, make it no doubt you were trying to win the ball, send a message. But I think this one is a little bit, he's actually trying to get out of the way. He's trying to get out of the way and turn.
And Defiance have recovered possession on the throw-in. And now we'll look to build from the back once more. Another turnover there by Campbell, this time to Williams. Walker. And Defiance bailed out a little bit that time, had a chance to recover after some heavy first touches.
Yeah, the unforced turnovers, but in dangerous spots of the field in your own attacking third, I mean, you will get punished by teams, and Los Dos has definitely done that already to be up 2-0 with a couple of additional opportunities. So Like I said, like Los Dos, their best opportunities have come off mistakes with Tacoma Defiance, whether giving the ball away, right, lacking the clearances needed, not being first to the first challenge, the first ball, and then not winning second balls.
Schultz really pondering this throw-in, and it's going to get him moved back there. Takes it quickly this time. And the through ball easily collected by Tacoma. Atencio for Leyva.
Great touch.
Nance pushes it ahead to Vargas. Vargas brought down there, leads to a free kick. You have to think this is gonna get aimed at the head of Saad Abdul Salam or Justin Dillon.
Definitely. First balls, second balls, little end swinger, knock it back down across. Maybe try to frame the goal a little bit.
Let's another look at the foul there by Koreniuk.
All three of the big bodies are far post targets.
Modu Endau up as well. They drop it short for Hopiau. He rolls in a low ball that takes a deflection and squirts through. No one on the end of it except for Justin Vom Steeg. Leyva getting the better of Carlos Harvey there.
And those little fouls by Los Dos breaks up the rhythm and play. And sometimes in games like this, you need that. You need people to be able to step on toes, get a knockdown. Now it allows your team to get set in their lines. And when Los Dos is in their lines, they're very good. They're shifting, they're comfortable, they shift back and forth. So even that little foul may not seem like a lot, but that's a very technical, professional foul, tactical and professional foul, especially in midfield.
Oh, it's one of those ones that Carlos Harvey will have to be a little bit more careful about. He is a lone man in the referee's book through 45 minutes. Shannon Hopiau, judged to be offside by Ryan Jung, the assistant referee there on the far sideline. Saad Abdul Salam looking for a long ball over the top, broken up by Traore. Just more bright moments from the Los Dos left back.
Traore sharp, very good positioning. Tactically, he's aware of when to go forward, when to hold. Like that there, way too soft. I mean, it's just the defending in the middle of the park is just way too soft. And then it forces your team back an extra 45 yards.
Koreniuk dispossessed by Marlon Vargas. Ball gets up to Diaz. Now Leyva with a bit of room to run. Pardon me, it's Hopiau. Kind of see Hopiau's been in the middle, working as that 10 over the course of the night. Dave, do you think his ability to make those long runs and stretch out the perimeter of a defense is constricted at all by him being asked to play in the middle of the park?
When he dives into the middle, he's taking away the best parts of his game. He should be a direct player from the flanks. That's where we liked him on the left wing last year. That's where he's supposed to be this year on the right. but I think he's trying to compensate for Justin Dillon. They need to find a way to get Justin Dillon closer to net so that he can be more effective, and maybe that means Vargas and Hopiau have to play a bit more central.
This is Traore. Slicing that ball toward Achimpong. That one floated over the head of Trey Muse. Oh, it's gone in!
What a ball.
And it's Augustine Williams on the end of it, who picks up a brace here. And Trey Muse livid that he's let that one get by him.
And when we get a look at the replay, I mean, it even starts earlier, but the ability, goalkeepers are going to want to do better than that, but the ability for Los Dos to go side to side and use the pivot in the midfield, right, and cleanly get it to the other side, again, is just too easy. And then obviously we spoke about Traore. I mean, that ball, he picks it out. His first touch is forward, it's progressive, takes his first touch, gets his head up, delivers a great ball, and it leads to a great goal by Los Dos.
Well, on the hour mark, Tacoma Defiance find themselves 3-0 down at home here. And some action from the side of the field as well. There's Don Chilau checking in now.
Great ball, fantastic ball.
Hopiau, stepping to the inside. He winds up on the deck and won't get the call. Jose Hernandez. And Saad Abdul Salam gives him a quick hug hello. Azriel Gonzalez has come in for Justin Dillon as well. And that change happening right now in the 62nd.
For me, there just needs to be a bit more life. I mean, a beautiful Saturday night here, second game, home game for Tacoma Defiance against a very good opponent. There still hasn't been that life to the game that we were expecting. I think the first 20 or so minutes were bright, but then we spoke about which team was going to battle for the right to play, and definitely Los Dos has come out. I mean, they've battled, they got stuck in the challenges, they won the battle in midfield, they won second balls, and that's allowed them now to be able to play and knock the ball around. And so Tacoma Defiance just needs some life. They need someone to get stuck in. They need someone to make a long run. They need someone to win a challenge, to win a big header.
Well, once again, this is Chilau. Moving to the left, that one off the post to the back of Trey Muse, and it'll skitter into his hands.
Wow, what a strike. Fantastic strike. Again, dribbled right through the heart. Just straight allows, you allow players, good players, to dribble at the heart of your defense, and you will get punished.
Another turnover. This time it's Achimpong. Achimpong swings one right into the middle, and that one fanned wide of the far post.
I'm going to go back to mentality. It's 62nd minute. Tacoma Defiance still hasn't really got stuck in on a challenge, and you're down 3-0 at home. And so it's going to take someone to just to bring some life into this game. It's just going to take something, right? And the most easiest way to do that is to just get stuck in on a challenge. Dominate your area of the field. When it's opportunity to get stuck in on a challenge, you need to do so. If you need to draw a yellow card, draw a yellow card. But it's just been too nice. It's been too timid in the middle of midfield. Like I said, possession-wise, no problem. But to be a total player in this league and win at this level, you need to be able to do it on both sides of the ball. So possession-wise, yes, they can toka, they can knock it around, they can create their sequences and whatnot. But when it comes to grit and battle in the middle of the park, where a lot of games are won and dictated, Tacoma Defiance needs to bring more to the table on that.
Well, maybe it's Atencio who's the man who's unafraid to stick his nose in there. Manages to get the ball back for the Defiance. Atencio with space. Marlon Vargas calling for it down the field. He goes to Nance. It's Hernandez now. Achimpong back to Depew. Hopiao nicks it off of him, loses his footing, and Hernandez recovers. Referee was playing advantage though. Float a ball up toward Diaz. Tried to bring it down off of Depew. Couldn't corral it. Wendell leaves it short for Nance. Nance ahead for Gonzalez. Tied up by Schultz on the far side. Now Defiance searching high and low for inroads against this Los-Dos defense. James, are they finding any?
No, second half they really haven't created a lot of chances, honestly. Los-Dos has been very good in their lines. They've been shifting back and forth. They've been defending it inside to out. They've been hunting the ball as packs. They really kept it tidy. Very difficult team to break down.
Scrum for the ball at the edge of the defensive third for Los-Dos. Gonzalez on the ball, fights his way back to his feet and draws the free kick. He was kicked there while he was down. Galaxy are going to argue, and now it's handbags. Bit of extracurriculars breaking out on the pitch. Galaxy feeling that Azrael Gonzalez was withholding the ball from play while he was down. And it looks as though cooler heads are quickly going to prevail here. But we might see one or two bookings.
It takes to the 67th minute. This is the life that you need from a team earlier in the game, that to establish home field or to establish something at home, and without a doubt, the field. Some action in the middle of the park. He gets held. This kick should have drew everyone. Boom. That's easily can be a booking, and you have guys coming over, but you need more. This is how you get into the game. You got to be willing to protect your teammates, stand up for your teammates. And you see, just still timid. The Tacoma Defiance guys still just timid. When you're down 3-0 at home, in order to establish that culture, you need all 10 guys that are close to the field to be running up to protect your teammate, to let him know that you have his back, and to also let Los-Dos know that you're not going to go out without a fight. And again, still just too timid.
So Achimpong joins Carlos Harvey in the book for that kick out at Azrael Gonzalez. Josh Atencio's night is done.
And a tough one, unfortunate.
And we'll see the debut of Joel Rydstrand at the midfield, the Swede, drafted by Seattle Sounders FC in the 2019 MLS Super Draft. Now checking in. And it'll be Rydstrand to take this free kick.
Defiance bringing their big bodies forward. They're treating this as a scoring opportunity.
They kind of have to at this point in the match. Down 3-0, 69 minutes on. Rydstrand just going to chip this one in. Floated header from Campbell, and it's right into the hands of Vom Stieg. Well, they got the service they wanted, but not the shot. Gonzalez, ambitious looking through ball for Diaz.
It'll be interesting to see Rydstrand He is a defensive midfielder by trade. The organization, the coaches also like him as a potential left back. He reads games well. That's what they enjoy about him.
And Gonzalez flagged offside on that big ball to him. Harvey over toward Endow and goes to Campbell and pushed along to Saad Abdul Salam. Harvey runs through that ball and wins it back. Now it's Hernandez.
Harvey again, some great defensive work for Los Dos.
Walker brought down by Ridestrand. Leads to an LA Galaxy free kick, and we're entering the stage of the match where, one, after the temperatures have dropped this much, those challenges probably start to sting a little bit more, and two, Galaxy won't be in a hurry to restart play anytime they have the responsibility for doing so. Achimpong over the ball. It's a loose wall for the Defiance. This one spun to the back post, handed away by Atencio. Out wide it goes. Here's Chilao. Moduendo can't recover to it. Gonzalez wins the ball off Achimpong. He's got Vargas running in support. Pushed ahead for Vargas now.
Look at Galaxy. Los Dos hunt the ball. I mean, 5 guys on a dead sprint, 3 get around the ball. Very difficult to break down. I mean, that's just good team defending. That's a team that has a desire to win and compete. When you have 5, 6 guys on a dead sprint in the 7-second minute, up 3-0 to hunt the ball.
Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Gonzalez goes in for Vargas. Vargas back to Gonzalez, and the ball comes behind him and rolls out of play, and that kind of sums up the way the night has gone so far for the Tacoma Defiance.
Yeah, they started the game bright. I mean, had opportunities. Got themselves in some very good serving opportunities. The quality of the serves weren't there. And then slowly over the course of that first half, lost the battle in midfield and really let Los Dos dictate the pace and tempo of the game, just in being able to dominate the middle of the park. And Los Dos was able to get some very good goals before the first half was over, and tacked on another one here in the second half.
At Nance. Back to Moduendo.
Defiance are going to have to start playing with a little bit more urgency. They're running out of time if they're going to make this a comeback. They need a guy like Marlon Vargas to take control of the game. He's been kind of an afterthought to this point.
Defiance have used up all their substitutions, so the 11 they have is the 11 they'll have to roll with. Harvey over for Schultz. Achimpong switches back to Traore. And Traore has some space here. Picks out his cross right into the middle. Oh, man down on the deck. Going down in the heap is Augustine Williams. But he has won a corner.
It's a great delivery by Traore. A little misread there by the defender, I think. Maybe didn't judge the skip or misread it a bit, but definitely allowed Traore to get deep into the attacking third and whip in a very dangerous ball.
Header won by Saad Abdul Salam. Sails back over towards Schultz, whence it came. And Schultz has won a free kick. Fans follow the Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Adrian Vera checks in now for Achimpong, who assisted on the second goal of the night for Los Dos. Miscommunication between Hilliard Arce and Vom Steeg. Ridestrand sticks a foot in, and it is a goal kick. Ridestrand was going to do everything he could to try to sell that to Victor Rivas, the referee. So Don Chilau there.
It's a strong, aggressive move from Ridestrand, bursting from that deep, trying to win the ball in the Los Dos end.
Vera with some of the first touches of his involvement. And another switch over to Traore. Depew hasn't had too much to do tonight as a center back for LA Galaxy 2, but when he's had to, he's been right where they needed him to be, and he lays that ball off to Traore.
Oh, he's very solid, very solid. Comfortable with his ball at his feet. He's gotten stuck into challenges, organized the back lines, timely with his headers. Definitely a presence with Arce in the back. I mean, it's a good spine there for Los Dos.
Out of Leva over toward Ridestrand, and it's nicked away. And it's Chilau trying to run through a challenge.
Very lucky. Ridestrand, that's a if he connects on that foul, that easily could be a red card from behind. Very fortunate.
As it is, he'll see yellow for his involvement there. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Tacoma Defiance and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get a reminder on Tacoma Defiance's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Traore. Vera picks it up. Push to Schultz. Now it's Harvey. Poked away by Ridestrand, who was just booked. Gets the ball that time cleanly, though. Hopiau has to break up his run to track this ball down and keep it in touch. Or out of touch, I should say. And Hopiau upended there by Walker.
Hopia knew he was going to go down there. It was an appropriate move from him, an intelligent veteran move because he didn't have the numbers forward.
Yeah, I mean, they hunt the ball on that break. You think Tacoma Defiance is going to break out, but Los Dos getting 6 guys behind the ball very quickly, and it turns into a 6v3, which is always going to be very difficult.
Free kick service from Rydstrand is poor. Doesn't break the 18. The second ball winds up in control by the LA Galaxy 2.
Again, too soft. 3-4 player with an opportunity to get a tackle in.
Gonzalez to Vargas. Vargas broken up right away by Depew. Rydstrand whistled for handball. Who's up? Who's down? Where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. Ten minutes to go here for the Tacoma Defiance. Door not shut on this match, but at 3-0 down, they certainly have a lot of work to do, and the Galaxy seem intent on trying to make things worse. Williams was trying to get around behind Moduendao there. Defiance wind up winning the throw-in. Campbell lofts that over to Endow. Long ball over toward Gonzalez. And the flag up for offside once more on the youngster for the Tacoma Defiance.
Los Dos doing very good with their line. I mean, they're holding a very good line. And the youngster maybe not looking across to see where the line is, and it's been drawn offsides a couple times tonight.
Defiance trying to draw the net tighter. Galaxy still finding ways around it. Here's Vera going ahead for Chilau. He and Nats do battle. Chilau gets around Matt Nance. Lifted away from Vera. And the Defiance will have a chance to dribble out of their own end. Crunching challenge as that ball was sent forward by Danny Leyva. Referee thought about blowing the whistle, decided against it. And Leyva draws the free kick this time. Instantly restarted by the Defiance. Saad Abdul Salam coming forward. Hopiao.
Galaxy 2 back in those blocks that Defiance haven't been able to break through for the night.
No, very organized. Very organized.
Rydstrand wants the long ball over the top. Schultz easily collects. Falls for Leyva, though. To the byline, Gonzalez gives chase and just too much on that pass. Defiance unable to connect the phone lines. Galaxy 2 going to use up their final substitution here. We'll see the introduction of Justin Fetus, University of Washington product, who was drafted by the Vancouver Whitecaps, but spent last year on loan with Fresno FC. Traore getting
fantastic,
a much-deserved send-off, I'd say,
fantastic
from his
tonight.
teammates. Kelsey Harms telling Traore to hurry things along, but his work rate has probably earned him the 5-yard walk-off.
Special player. I mean, a fantastic modern-day left back. So good at unbalancing defensive, technically gifted, tactically aware, has physical traits to get up and down the line, but also defend. Clever left foot. I mean, a very, very good player. Very good. Fun to watch him play tonight.
And now, as this gets to the late stage of this match, you have to think what will be on the drawing board come Monday morning for Chris Little's side as they gear up for a road trip down to face Tulsa Roughnecks on March 23rd.
For me, it's a mentality battle. This game is not necessarily too much to do with tactics and technical ability anymore. It was the willingness to battle and get stuck in and have some bite and win the midfield. And when you're not willing to do that as a group, then it's going to be very, very difficult to impose your will on teams and win in this league.
Hopiau has it here, squaring up against Hernandez. Hopiau gets top side, but nowhere to run after that. Rydstrand finds Sad Abdul Salam. Is there a consolation goal in it? Vargas toward goal, and it's wide of the right post. Marlon Vargas might have done something to salvage the end of this match for the Defiance there. Game not over yet. Just can't quite curl it in.
Great run and pass, though, by Saad Abdul Salam.
No, very, very assertive on that play by the Defiance.
Williams hungry. He is thinking hat trick the same way that Shane Malcolm was against Los Dos last week. Dave gearing up and looking at that Tulsa match. And Defiance won one road match out of 17 last year. It was at Tulsa on the final day of the season. Certainly Chris Little will be eager to best that mark this season. Do you see enough from these first two matches to think there's a base to think that the Defiance will be successful on the road?
They'll need to figure out some paths to goal right now. They were fortunate with the goal that Alec Diaz scored in the opener. He was there, got the rebound, but they created a lot more opportunities last week than they have so far this week.
That central midfield pairing for Los Dos has been tremendous this evening. Very composed on the ball, hard on defense, good tactically, good awareness tactically. They can connect, dictate play. They've been very good.
And Defiance win the free kick. That one away by Fetus. Campbell sliding in, nicks it away from him, but it's picked up by Hernandez. Hernandez pressing forward now. Fetus has gone out wide, swings in the cross, and Dow lifts it above the 18. Carlos Harvey looking to draw the free kick and doesn't get it. Now Shannon Hopiau going to stretch things coming the other way. Inside for Vargas, has Gonzalez to his left. Pokes it back toward Hopiau, and it's cut out by Thomas Hilliard-Arce. Just taking a quick look at some of the other scores going on. Tulsa Roughnecks right now just hit stoppage time up against Orange County 5-2. And approaching the hour mark, Phoenix Rising and New Mexican United. The new kids on the block, New Mexico holding on to a slim 3-2 lead against what we know to be a very good Phoenix Rising FC side.
Definitely.
So certainly for both of these clubs that we've been watching tonight, there are no easy routes to the playoffs in this USL Championship Western Conference. Difficult division. As we've hit stoppage time here in Cheney Stadium. Looks like Carlos Harvey is going to have to go off there. A trainer came on to attend to him. Referee communicating something to the technical area. I think he's saying that Ernesto Walker has to come off as well.
He might have blood on his hand.
Well, Galaxy will play 2 down for the time being until they're allowed back on the pitch by the referee. Meantime, it is their free kick to be taken. 2 minutes into stoppage time, and Harvey will be instantly waved back on. Leyva for Gonzalez. Swings that one wide. It gets beyond Fetus, but Hopiau hadn't anticipated a run of that scale. And they are taping a splint onto Ernesto Walker's hand. Well, it's kind of slow developing into this match, but once he made his presence known, he made it known in a big way with that goal right before halftime. And you certainly wish that he will be in good health moving forward and able to continue to compete for this Los Dos side.
It was originally supposed to be 4 minutes of added time, but we'll get more than that.
Ridestrand. Big switch for Saad Abdul Salam. Back for Leyva. Leyva's cross immediately blocked. Campbell. Gonna make the run down line himself. Leyva nipping inside against Carlos Harvey. Run wide to Nance. Pass in intended for Ridestrand. He let it run by him, thinking there was another man on the inside. Saad Abdul Salam wins the ball off Hernandez. Picks out Hopiau. Hopiau, the left-footed effort. And stopped cold by Hilliard-Arce. Ridestrand. Gonzalez hoping the turn. And a long-range effort will sail well wide of net. That pretty much has been the story of the night for the Tacoma Defiance. We'll see how much more time we play beyond the 4 scheduled for that stoppage due to injury.
And a young team, some building blocks, obviously. Coach Little will use this game and get some knowledge and data points from it. In the front 6, very young. If you're starting a 15 and a 16-year-old in the center of the park, right now they know what to expect. Sometimes you just have to go through and experience it to know what the demands are at this level.
Sliding challenge from Gonzalez, gets the ball. And that's Ernesto Walker in there wearing the number 63. That's Michael Gallagher's jersey. He had to change it because there was blood on it. But Walker has at least been able to rejoin play. Opiao tripped up, and that will lead to a free kick. And it looks like it might be a caution for Jose Hernandez as well.
No, he's going to keep it in the pocket.
Well, he pointed to 3 separate spots on the field. If you're going to card a guy for accumulation, if you're going to warn a guy for accumulation.
Not bad by the referee. I don't mind a referee that keeps the cards in his pocket. And he's been consistent with it. He gave away that one.
Leyva.
And maybe another, but overall, he's let the physical play go.
Well, it has been that kind of night, and Los Dos come up with a big 3-0 win. The home support here at Cheney Stadium doing their part and still giving the Defiance a warm welcome. The Defiance certainly will feel like perhaps they were unable to return the favor this evening. Again, a 3-0 victory for Los Dos, who now will head to face Real Monarchs on March 23rd. And like I said, the Defiance heading down to Oklahoma to take on the Tulsa Roughnecks on the same day. James, your final thoughts from tonight's match?
No, I think a great learning opportunity for Tacoma Defiance. You need to learn how to really get results, especially at home, and what it takes, what are the components of a game to really give you an opportunity to win at home. And for Los Dos, they put on a great performance. They came in and had a professional performance, some great individual play, some great team play. So overall, they deserve the win tonight.
That's going to do it for us tonight. For Dave Clark, James Riley, and all of us here at Cheney Stadium, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN Plus, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.